right.
From,
That's right.
most people when they come and visit Korea, the first thing is probably bibimbap.
Yeah.
So
they even serve on the Korean Air,
Yes, and some of the airlines. That's right. When did Korea and Indonesia relations first begin?
Actually, we initiated the relationship since 1966.
1966.
Yeah. And late 1960s, we assigned our consul general. And later in 1973, we upgraded into the diplomatic relationship.
Oh, wow.
So we opened the embassy, and then Jakarta sent the first ambassador. And you know who is the first ambassador at the time?
Who was the first ambassador?
The first ambassador is father-in-law of our president. President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono.
The current president?
The current one.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's the father-in-law.
Yes, and our first lady, I think she was accompanying his father during the time for a couple of years here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever know him, the first ambassador, or no?
Oh, I know him very well. Because after he returned to Indonesia as ambassador to Seoul, and then he became the high-ranking officials in foreign affairs. He became, how do you call it, Inspector General of Foreign Affairs, and then we know him very, very well.
Did you ever have conversations about him, about Korea, about Seoul at all? This was when you were quite a young man, maybe, huh?
Yes. In fact, when he was our Inspector General, I was assigned in my first posting in Papua New Guinea. Okay. In Port Moresby, just our neighbor. Oh. And then it was the ambassador, it was the Inspector General. His name is General Sarwo Edi, who proposed me to move to Finland from Moresby to our office in Helsinki.
And so you made this move all the way to England?
No, to Finland.
To Finland.
England later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of, I mean, can you even count to how many countries you've been to?
Oh, I almost forget. But of course, Papua New Guinea, Finlandia, and then back to Indonesia, then London, UK, and then after that Singapore, Singapore to Geneva, Geneva, then after that to UK again, a second posting, and back to the country as Director General for Policy Planning in the Foreign Affairs. Before I was appointed as the Deputy Secretary General of ASEAN. You know ASEAN?
Yes,
10 countries. Then for 3 years, and then after I finished my term in ASEAN, I was appointed as an ambassador to Korea.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you can explain to our viewers a little bit about the ASEAN, what is that consisting of? Now, I've been to a couple of the ASEAN, functions, what country that consists of. Could you explain to our viewers about
I can explain in short. ASEAN consists of 10 countries, namely Brunei Darussalam, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, PDR, Malaysia, Myanmar, then the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. And Indonesia, of course. Yeah. So at this moment, this year, Indonesia is a chairman of ASEAN. So if you visit our embassy in Yeouido, you can see that we also raise the ASEAN flag. So it is the decision made by the leaders of ASEAN that starting from this year, under the chairmanship of Indonesia, every embassies abroad should raise the ASEAN flag together with their national flag.
And how do you actually spell the group ASEAN? It's A-S, not
from alphabetical order. We always, in writing the name of the ASEAN member countries, member states, we always using the alphabetical order. So that's why I always starting with Brunei Darussalam and then the end of Vietnam.
Oh.
Yep.
So the acronym ASEAN, it's spelled A-S-E-E.
Oh, ASEAN. ASEAN is A-S-E-A-N.
Yeah, that's right. A-S-E-A-N.
Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Yeah.
And what was the reason why they formed ASEAN, the committee, the group? What was the reason why this was started?
The reason is, of course, to maintain the friendship and relationship among the 10 countries in the region. Yeah. So if we maintain our relationship, and then we can have stability.
Okay.
So having a stability, we can, make our national development every country. So the cooperation of ASEAN is become very, very important. So we have a cooperation in the 3 pillars that we call. One is political and security pillars. Yeah, that's pillar 1. The second pillar is economic, trade, investment, and so on. Yeah, and the third pillar is the social and culture. Social and culture pillar is also very, very important, including the how do you call it? Including the education.
I see.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen when you gather together with the ASEAN group, everybody's in their, kind of country outfits and shirts. So we see all these country outfits and, shirts, to be worn. Your country in Indonesia, it's batik, right?
Yeah.
Batik. Do you often wear this?
Oh, yes, of course. The batik now is become an official custom, yeah. So we can use it in every occasions, official, formal occasions. We can use batik. It is more comfortable sometimes, yeah, because in Jakarta, for instance, with the hot weather, we use batik sometimes better, more convenient than the suit.
I see. Now, okay, if you can tell me about the Indonesia and Korea relations, back to being your position as an ambassador, the relations between Korea and Indonesia right now. What do you if you can give us some information about that?
I think we arrive in the very, very at this moment is very strong relationship. Yeah. But maybe I can just inform you about my 2.5 years tenure here. Okay. Yeah. But I can mention that since 2006 we have the so-called strategic comprehensive agreement between the 2 countries. Yeah, covering all sectors of cooperations.